What's up peeps, it's Pepster and welcome to App of the Week, time of the week where I show you an Apple iPod app that I think you guys would enjoy. This week's app is Kingdom Rush, and you can add me on Game Center. Alright, so basically what this game is it's a cartoon style tower defense game. And there's our world map here, and I'll show you some of the ins and outs of how this game works. So they gave us a tower, an enemy book, and a strategy guide and tips because this game does end up getting quite difficult later on. So I'm going to go into my upgrades room, and I'm going to reset because I want to customize my upgrades to the level that I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to upgrade first my Legionnaires, which is kind of the reinforcements class that you can put in every couple seconds just to help you out and hold off enemies. Summon to my Meteors, which is like a cooldown mass area effect. I'll take down some guys, into my magic towers and into my archer towers, and I'll show you guys what those look like. You want to make sure you use up all your stars. And also there's a hero room where you can choose a custom hero that you can fight with, but it costs 15 stars. So there's normal campaign, there's also heroic challenge when you get 3 stars, and this is 6 waves, you get 1 life and no heroes. And then there's also the iron challenge where you get 1 super wave, 1 life, so you can't let anyone through, and 1 max upgrade, and no archer or mages. So I'm going to show you this level here. Zorak Forest. And the reason why I didn't choose a hero for this round is because they actually put in a secret hero, and I'll show you what that looks like later. So they started you with an archer tower up there, and there's the secret hero right there. And you gotta look out for stuff like that on the map because they don't tell you about it, but there may be some different things. So I noticed that the wave is coming from the bottom there, so I want to put an archer tower there because I know they're also going to be coming from the right, and a mage tower which will slow them down because I know on the right side it is a speed type enemy. And I'm also going to put some reinforcements there to hold them off a little bit. You want to put them in the middle of the 2 towers so they can get hit by the 2 towers while they're being held off. And I'll also upgrade my mages. So I click on that and it says 4 bandits are coming. You click it to start the wave, and you can also rush the wave once you get far enough into it, which will gain you a little bit extra. So there, you can see the waves down there already. So if I felt okay with how the wave was coming, I could rush the wave. So on the bottom left, you'll notice that there's a meteor and the reinforcements. So if I felt that someone was getting too far or I needed help holding off a wave, I could add reinforcements. And if there was a big cluster of enemies that I needed to kill, I could hit the meteor. And those have different cooldowns also. So I know he'll be killed because there's a stronger archer tower up there. And every time you kill an enemy, you get gold, which you can spend towards upgrading towers and building towers. My gold's in the top left. And my hearts are also in the top left, so every time an enemy gets through, they'll do a certain amount of hearts. These are normal enemies, so they'll do 1 heart. If there's a boss of sorts, then he'll do more. So at this point I noticed that the wave will be coming from the right also, so I put another mage tower in there, just to make sure that they were held off properly. I'm just watching my money, looking to see if I can upgrade. I want to upgrade the towers that can hit both sides of the wave first, and then move on to other ones. So that archer tower in the middle would be perfect because he can hit both. So now the spiders are coming, and that's why I put the mage tower there, and I added some reinforcements just to help hold them off. And these are the strongest class of reinforcements, so they also throw spears, which is really great, so they can hit the flying enemies too. And I finally upgraded my archer, so he can hit both sides now. Giant spiders are coming in, so I rush that wave. So these are just the normal spiders here. Normal giant spiders, you could say. Now if I felt comfortable, I could rush the wave at the bottom because the archer isn't doing too much work, and that would probably be fine. And this point I unlocked level 4 marksman towers, which are rangers, and I rushed the wave. So now I could upgrade my archer tower, I think 3 times, or 4, it might be 4. And there's a big cluster, so I want to get rid of them right away, so I put down the meteors. And now you'll notice that they also stayed on the ground for a little bit, so if they did walk over that they would take damage. And at this point I wanted to upgrade to my hero, so he's a Sylvan Elf. So he has a bow and he also has like a double spear type thing. And he's very powerful compared to the normal reinforcement. And I do enjoy this game because it takes a certain amount of strategy, especially later on. This is one of the earlier levels. And it is difficult. I still haven't beaten the game, but I have fun playing it and trying again and again and again. So now I was looking for enough money so I could upgrade to that little tower spot on the point, because I had noticed that that could cover both sides and the enemies were starting to get through much more. So as you can see, my Sylvan Elf has no problem holding off a couple reinforcements on the top left. And he can hit both sides. So this is a point where you want to have a mage tower, because these guys run really fast, and if you have the mage tower fully upgraded, it'll slow them down significantly. And then I got my mage tower there because I wanted to slow them down. Now this is just normal mode, so this is the easiest possible mode that you can play as. And it does take quite a bit of battery, so you'll want to make sure you're charging while doing it, or that you have a good amount of charge, because if this game crashes it doesn't save progress, which sucks. So there, if you click on my mage tower, it tells you what stage it is at, so it says it's the adapt tower. So that's the second stage. So if I upgrade those archer towers one more time, they'll be the marksman towers, which are the ones that I just unlocked halfway through this round. So here you see the bigger spiders, so they're going to lay an egg that set out a bunch of tiny spiders, and you really got to watch those if you don't have enough reinforcements on the side, because they can slip through and cost you hearts. But I had no problem with all the mighty towers I have there, and my reinforcements. At this point I could rush the wave if I felt I was comfortable with it, so I did go ahead and do that. If you do it a little bit earlier, you'll get more coins. It's not a big deal. It's not a lot of coins. Won't really do too much for you, but if you need that extra little bit to upgrade your tower, it can help out quite a bit. So I felt that I needed to upgrade my archer tower there, because the enemies were coming at him from both sides and I needed him to shoot a bit faster. So when you get farther, there are 2 different tiers of archer tower once you get to this point. So there'll be that one, which is the marksman, which they shoot very fast but for less damage, and then there's also another one that shoots less fast but for more damage. So you have to kind of apply it to what kind of round you're on. Now I do have coins here, but I feel that the better strategy for this game is to not put as many towers but have them upgraded to do more damage instead of less damage spread out, because I don't want them getting close to my kingdom, taking my hearts. Sylvanel's having no problem with those enemies. So there, my mage tower is fully upgraded to this point in the game. If I move up a couple more levels, he might get an extra tier. I decided to put another hero out there, just to make sure. And you can command where you want them to stand too. So I wanted them a little bit more far back, so my mage tower would have time to take care of it, and then they could hold off the enemies right by the archer tower. So here's an example of a mini boss. So this guy will be a little bit more difficult to kill, and there will be a couple of them, but then there also will be less enemies. So I decided to put out the meteors there so they would all step on it, and they'll slowly lose health from that, which will help me out greatly. So at this point you want to be watching your money because it goes up quickly and you have to concentrate on both things at once. So even though there are lots of enemies, try and hold them off and upgrade your towers as you're doing so. Because you're just wasting time if you aren't upgrading while the game's in progress. One thing that I would like in this game would be a speed button, which could maybe make the waves go a bit quicker through. And there you see I finished the level and I got 3 stars, which unlocked both Heroic and the Iron Challenge. So I recommend that you guys check this app out. It's 99 cents in the App Store. It's got rated 4.5 stars out of 5, and I would rate it the same. So I'll see you guys next week.